to be animated. Nobody.
Oh, well, I've been watching a lot of Twitch recently, and like everyone that I watch has an animated overlay.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I mean, we don't need that right now. That can come later down the pipeline.
We're live right now. It's just a guess.
Great.
Yeah. Okay. It says a lapse. Someone check the YouTube because I'm too lazy to check.
Here, let's see. I don't see any live.
It'll probably take a couple seconds to populate.
Yeah.
More than likely.
On your dashboard, does it show us live?
It says
We are live
for the past 30 seconds.
Great.
Okay.
I'm assuming the audio is muted for the strum.
I'm hoping. That's a great question. Valence, you're staying in this call, by the way. If not, you go to screw everything up. Yeah, you kind of have to.
Didn't put any names under the images.
I'm trying to right
Yeah,
now.
so you can just mute yourself. Y'all can see it. I can't on my side.
Yeah, I see.
The audio is live, by the way. They can hear us. Hi.
Can I get it? Can someone just post a link in Discord for me?
Yeah.
Great.
Valence, mute. Are you using Streamlabs OBS?
No one's gonna have their gamer tag names. It's all gonna be like their random YouTube names.
Valence, mute OBS, man. So they don't hear us right now.
I can post Gaiazo as okay, that's weird. Right, well, there's a Gaiazo.
Alright, so how do we want to, Coder, do you want to be the mediator here who brings up topics? You're relatively smart last time I checked.
I
said
sure.
relatively, so don't hype yourself up too much.
I was gonna knock myself down a peg. I was already ready. I already had it lined up for you.
I'd appreciate if Adam and Ripley did not post in all TeamSpeak chat so I can hear it, but you know. Guess I'm gonna have to deactivate sounds. Oh yeah, I can't see the stream, but we have 9 people watching, so let me know if anything seems screwy.
Alright.
I only see Arbiter's name up there, but I'm assuming you're working on that right now.
Yeah.
Hey guys. We're just gonna wait to get populated a little bit, wait till 9 PM. Then we'll get started pretty soon.
There's no echo, right? I'm gonna make sure I don't screw anything up. Can't see chat though. That's the thing I don't like. I can't. It says Twitch chat, but I'm not streaming off of Twitch.
I think Arbiter might be dominating the conversation a little bit.
Huh?
In the overlay, it's just all your name.
I am pretty cool. It's 9 o'clock.
The production value of Thorium is amazing.
Through the roof. Listen, I didn't even know we were playing music until now. Hey,
it's okay. We're gonna edit this down. You know, we're gonna hear this besides the 10 people in here.
We'll just cut it down to nothing but like 2 minutes.
16 people, man. We're famous.
Bringing in the views.
Hello, it's Arbiter, X Valence, Arbiter. How you guys doing?
Number 1, dude.
Press for the job you want, not the one you have. So easy to change the colors of them so it just remain white. Alright, whatever. That's pretty much it. Hey, you want to see the cursor? Yay! Alright. Oh, it says May 5th. It's kind of awkward. This isn't May 5th. Who made that image?
Alright.
I don't know.
Alright, it's definitely
Alright,
May 5th.
y'all ready? How you feeling, chat? Y'all ready? Y'all ready to get started?
No.
Damn, chat's really popping. What's the delay on this? We got a thick delay.
15 seconds.
Oh, there they go. We got like a nice 20-second delay here.
Alright, so this isn't getting posted on the archive until May 5th. Let's just say it like that. This isn't
Alright,
getting
guys.
posted.
Y'all ready to get started?
I've been waiting for the past 5 months, okay?
What's going on?
Who just stepped on their dog?
They're literally hanging out on my bed. They're both standing up. I just turned around. I don't know why they're screaming.
Alright, let's get this thing started.
All right, Coder, take it away, all you, buddy.
Alright, guys. Hey, my name's Coder. Welcome to Nameless Podcast. Today I'm joined by multiple co-hosts, although some of us are going to be a little more verbal than others. First co-host is Arbiter, down over there at the end with the Patrick Star avatar. Arbiter, you want to say hi?
Hey, everybody, how's it going?
Alright, next up is Aaron. Aaron is a longtime member of EGO, much longer than anybody else here in the call. He's going to be here providing a really awesome and unique perspective. So, Aaron, say hi to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
All right. And then we also have X-Valence with the Logic avatar and Thorium with the character that I don't know.
Yep, and Superboy asked if I signed the Copa form to be on here, and I said no. So, later, guys.
All right. All right, guys. So, we're going to be getting started with our first topic. So, I was kind of thinking over the last week or so, as I've had some IRL stuff going on, some family members, some friends going through some things, and I was thinking, I've been in gaming communities for a long time between PG and EGO, the only two I've ever been in. But it's been about 3 years now. And I was thinking, who is the person that I've known the longest in my 3 years here? And I was kind of wondering what you guys had to say, because I know Arby's been in multiple communities. Aaron, I know you've been around here for a really long time. So I just kind of want to hear a little bit about that from you guys.
So, are we talking people just strictly in EGO then, or no?
I wouldn't say no. If you've known people from PG that kind of crossed over, I mean,
there's no hard lines on this.
Yeah, those relationships would be a lot longer than anything in EdgeGamers.
All right, somebody else go first while I jog my memory. I've got dementia.
Half of the people from PG that I first met are probably banned, so...
Wow. Okay, I mean, I can go. For me, it would be Summer, the division leader of GTA. I've known her almost 10 years now. And then Legend, which almost, I think, going on 9 years.
Wow. Yeah, that really blows me out of the water. I'd say my oldest friend around here is Godzilla. The first day I played PG's TTT server, he was like, "Hey, you should come hang out on TeamSpeak with me," and that was probably a little over 3 years ago now. So, yeah, I made quite a few friends since then, but Godzilla was definitely the first person that brought me in and was nice to me. And actually, like I played on community servers before, but it was like the first person from within a community to reach out to me and be like, "Hey, I had fun playing with you. We should hang out on TS for a little bit." And I was like, "Sounds good."
Well, they do say that smart individuals tend to stick together, so I guess you guys are a perfect fit for. Longest person I've known that's still in EGO is probably Mr. Danny, even though I'm pretty sure he's serving a perm ban at the moment. But he was around since PG Jailbreak came out, and he was the one who got me to sign up and become a PG member. But I think I see him on Jailbreak ban evading occasionally, but besides that, he don't come around much anymore, which sucks, honestly.
It's kind of weird how that goes. Like, you meet a bunch of people, some of them stick around, some of them get banned or leave, you know?
Yeah, I remember during the merger, we lost a ton of PG people, and it's their loss, but, you know, it just sucks not having those people around anymore.
I think for me, if you want a real answer for me, I guess it'd be hot dogs. He did my TeamSpeak introduction. He was a
Hot
junior.
dogs.
Yeah, he was a junior QA at the time. Now he's a senior manager for TF2. So.
I raised that boy under my wing.
And he
just
raised
like you.
He raised me, I guess.
Yep.
And you.
Both of you.
Yeah.
Hey Thorin, when you were joining PG, were you just like on the jailbreak server or something, and you were like, oh, I kind of want to join?
I stuck around for a bit, like before I joined like the website. I was just chilling. I was like, hey, I might as well join. At the time, I didn't know the minimum age to apply was 13, so I lied on my application. Until I was like, oh, you have to be 13 to join? Oh, well then, can you change my age? Yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, I was like, screw it, I'll stick around. It was summer anyways. I'm like, alright.
That's pretty cool.
It was the end of the school year, I should say. It was like May.
Thorim, is it true that Superboy trained you?
Yes, he did. He trained me for jailbreak and global training when I
remember when Superboy was an AT.
When I got promoted.
And Superboy is one of the finest admins in all of EdgeGamers, I'd have to say. In my personal, I don't know about you guys, but
yeah, RV has a very curated and refined perspective on the quality of members within our community.
By far.
All right, so before we got started with the podcast, while we were waiting for the lobby to populate, while we were waiting for chat to get filled up, my dog shrieked out, and that's kind of something that I wanted to talk to you guys, because I know, Aaron, you have a couple pets, right?
I have 2 dogs and a cat.
Yeah, and you got a couple dogs, right?
Yes.
Yes. So I'm over here.
3.
I'm over here with 2 Dachshund. Okay, not necessarily the most manly dogs, not necessarily the most intelligent dogs, but they're my dogs. And
All right, wait, aren't they technically your brother's dogs though?
You know what? Technically, they are my brother's dogs. Yeah. I live in an apartment, and for you to need to have a dog in most apartments in California, you need to say that you need some sort of assistance from the animal.
Really?
Yeah, most apartments in California, like, you don't even have the option for a pet deposit.
That is insanity. God, California sucks.
So yeah, there's some things here that are like a little oversteppy, a little overreachy, but like also at the same rate, like, real estate here is super expensive. So if you can rent an apartment to someone that doesn't have an animal and like not have to deal with that whole mess, it's probably really worth it.
Oh man, like as far as renting between, let's say Texas where I live, you can get a like 2-story, 3-bedroom house for the same price you could rent a 1-bedroom apartment in California.
Yeah, I know. Things are crazy out here. I mean, like, there's some areas where it's like definitely there's some areas where you can get like an apartment for $800 and things like that, but they're so far out of city centers. It's just like, it's, property here is a commodity, so things get really expensive. So
it's not much better here in New York either. So.
Oh yeah, RB knows the stick of having to pay high rent.
Unfortunately,
Texas for the win.
So I was talking about these dogs, and the reason why I was bringing them up is they are the worst gaming companions I could have ever asked for. These little guys, they will ask me to get up and play and bother me every 20 minutes. They can't think of things to do on their own. They constantly need to go for walks because they got little dots and bladders. So I just wanted to see, do you guys have any experience with your animals interrupting your play sessions?
Oh, all the time, man.
Yes.
I have a black lab, and he loves to come in and get right behind me, and he does this weird screeching bark. First, he'll kind of just like oof at me. It's so stupid to say, but if you don't pay attention to him or if you don't acknowledge his presence, he will let out the loudest screeching bark he possibly can to get your attention.
RB, we play like some long sessions together. Normally, your dogs don't cause you an issue, right? Are they kind of they're a little more low key, right?
Well, they're very well behaved. I have to say they were trained by the very best, being my But the one is a 1-year-old black lab, and the other one is a 2-year-old gold lab. And the only problems they usually have is they will tear apart the couch, tear apart random items or objects in the house. But besides that, they're very well behaved. They don't bother me when I'm in the gaming zone, as they say here.
Wow.
Real gamer.
Yeah, Arby. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the gaming zone?
The gaming zone.
What's his zone of yours?
Yo, Arby, you can't slip that past. You can't say ridiculous things like that. What does that mean to you? How sweaty are you when you're in the gaming zone?
Dude, stop.
Is it hard for you to regulate your body temperature?
Right now, yes. All right, gaming. When I'm participating in gaming leisure is probably the better terminology, as the kids would say. My companions that are dogs tend to leave me alone most of the time when they're not biting my leg.
Yo, Arby, speaking of long gaming sessions, when you're in the gaming zone, when you got your dogs being super nice and generous with you and letting you play for as long as you want.
Right.
Tell me a little bit about how you've been playing Jailbreak for 8 hours at a time this last few weeks, and how the
I
Jailbreak
could talk
server is
about
rank 5
Jailbreak
now.
all day long, let me tell you. So, for those who don't, EdgeGamers is the proud community that owns the #1 United States Jailbreak server. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard me correctly. That is #1 United States Jailbreak server.
Keyword United States.
And yeah, so Jailbreak is it's just a fun little game where you get a bunch of what's the right word to call them? Prisoners.
Yeah, sure.
And you get a bunch of
toxic 14-year-olds
people, usually within the age range of 10 to 11, who will basically boss you around and give you commands on the server that you have to follow. And recently, I've gone back into the game mode, and we held a little contest recently to get some people playing, get it active again. I saw it was struggling a little bit with the population, and that contest has been a massive success. The Jailbreak server has gone from, I think, rank 21 to like rank 6 or something like that. Maybe it's rank 5 now. But yeah, that usually when I'm in the gaming zone, I really prefer to be yelled at by 11-year-olds and then free killed or shot in the back of the head while playing on our server. It's fun. There is nothing more exciting than it. I highly recommend it to anyone who is looking for therapy. You can basically just skip therapy and just log on to the server instead, because it's basically one and the same. It cured my depression. It might even cure yours.
Yeah, Arby was so adamant that Jailbreak has changed. It's not toxic anymore. Things are excellent.
Absolutely
that he convinced me to step into the server. For those of you that don't know.
And how was your experience?
For those of you that don't know, I'm a TTT player. I rarely play Jailbreak. I think I might have 3 days total of playtime on Jailbreak over the course of 3 years. So I don't play it that much. So I stepped back into the ring. And you know what? It's exactly how I remembered. It's super fun.
Let's time out here real quick. Do you want to just re-say what you just said? In 3 years, you've had 3 days.
Yeah,
total play. You act like that's not a long time in the grand scheme of things as far as playing video.
If you look at the Jailbreak leaderboards, you would laugh at me. You would say you're an O in this community compared to people like Jacko. Is Jacko over 200 days of playtime?
100 days as of last week.
Like,
shout out Jacko.
Wow. These numbers blow me out of the water. And I play games like normally like at least 2 hours a night. It's kind of what I do to unwind at the end of the night. Kind of hop in my room, chill by myself, play some games. And so like I got 3 hours a day to play, so I can put in some play time.
You know what? I didn't really think about that as, if you play 2-3 hours a day, that does add up quite quick, I guess.
All right.
Oh yeah.
If we're on
to
the
me,
topic
in my
of
brain,
playtime,
it was just like 3 days of playing time. That's 72 complete hours of gaming on a specific server in that. I can do math sometimes.
All right, you want to talk about playtime? Hey Arbiter, how many hours did you get in 2 months of 5M when we first merged?
I don't want to talk about it, but it was concerning and not healthy. That was a very upsetting summer, and I don't plan to repeat it.
Let's just say that Arbiter and I started playing GTA at the exact same time, the same day, as a matter of fact. We started playing on the GTA server as civs the first day together, and then we also went through our RP Police Academy together. And over the course of the summer, RB put in well over 600 hours and then stopped playing the game completely and totally. And I want to let you know, it took me 3 months after RB reached 600 hours to hit 600 myself.
It's something I'm not proud of, you know, and like I said, I don't plan to repeat it. In fact, I'm so burnt out that even launching the game is usually a struggle. I need to be pinned
RB.
down against my own will.
I have some amazing news for you.
Oh, let's hear it.
Have you played on our GTA server in the last 2 weekends?
You know what? Just yesterday, I logged on, got run over by a civilian, and disconnected. So yes, I did yesterday.
When you were logging on, did you happen to notice that the server was 64 slots now? 64 player slots?
I did happen to notice that. I did notice.
What do you think about that? What do you think about, since you're a OG, you're an OG gamer out here, I would say. You played a multitude of games, a large variety of games. How do you think a 64 player roleplay server compares to other like large scale gaming experiences that you had? Maybe like something compared to like Apex Legends, H1Z1, where there's like also large amounts of people on the server. Did you notice anything? Well, I guess you disconnected, right?
Well, okay. I might have been telling a white lie. I did play for multiple hours, and I have to say I did enjoy it. The thing with 5M is that you get people who come in who are just looking to, plow down civilians and start a gunfight or a brawl at the town center.
And that's something that you would never do yourself,
no,
right?
No, absolutely. And I never have and never plan to, because that is against the rules, and the rules are to be respected and enforced. However, I did have an experience yesterday, and I'm sure Aaron can comment on it. Typically, when you see airplanes, they are in the sky. And yesterday, there happened to be an airplane that was rolling down Strawberry Avenue in the middle of the street. And I have to say, I got to experience multiple airplanes being crashed into a building in the city. And I just thought, wow, so this is what I've been missing out on this 64 slot server. And you know what? I think it's earned myself another visit. It was not bad.
You sound like a hater, RB.
I'm not a hater one bit. I had a few good RPs. Only 2 of them resulted in me being killed.
I think we need to clarify that there are specific rules in place on this that normally doesn't happen or shouldn't happen.
Yes, I agree.
But it's not GTA, like and you will see the craziest shit in gaming that you've ever seen happen in GTA.
100%.
You'll be rolling down the street. Next thing you know, you got 50 dump trucks spawning on your head. You've been pushed underneath the map. You're falling through. You can see the light, literally, if you fall through the map on GTA, or the sandbox around the GTA map is white.
No, I'll admit, the experience on it, when you have admins on, and again, the 64 slot, it's an experiment. On the regular 32 slot, everything runs perfectly. There's dedicated admins on, and it's just a great time. I think the 64 definitely, if it's going to become a long-term thing, there might need to be some kind of anti-grief plugin, because when I connected, we had a bunch of fine, bald gentlemen slugging it out over a parking spot at the town center. Now, that kind of sounds like what happens here in Manhattan. However, so experiencing it inside of a video game was definitely somewhat interesting.
So it just made it feel like home to you almost instantaneously.
Yes, pretty much.
It's called realistic roleplay for a reason.
That's a good point. But no, I have to say the experience itself was enjoyable. Hopefully there's less cars running me over when I try to cross the street going forward, but I'll chalk that up to wrong place, wrong time. Maybe I should have looked both ways or something. But at least the paramedics that showed up were relatively nice.
So RB, in your time off from being in game on our servers, you're the day-to-day senior manager of the media team, and we recently started doing something that's kind of a big change. We've been posting normal events, your standard CS events, on our homepage to give them a little more exposure, So also to give like the rest of the community, maybe there's a TF2 event. Some CS:GO people have TF2 also. They want to come check out, or maybe vice versa. So we've been posting events on the homepage. How have you been liking that?
Well, I have to be completely honest with you. Unfortunately, a good majority of the events are scheduled when I personally am at school. Though I do have to say I did attend a CS Battle Royale event, and even though I am quite garbage at CS, I did enjoy the atmosphere, and it does seem like there is a higher turnout with members attending events now that they're on the homepage. Hopefully we can squeeze in some more European times to compensate for our fine brothers across the pond and other sides of the planet that aren't the United States, so they can get into some of the events. But definitely, anytime I can go to one, it's usually a great time. I remember, obviously, we used to pretty much religiously attend every 5M event at one point.
Oh yeah.
When I didn't have school or work. So definitely gonna be getting back into that this summer for sure.
For sure. Yeah, if you guys have extra time, maybe you see an event announcement pop up in Discord, or maybe you see an event coming up for a day that you have off. For sure, pop in. They're always a good time. Even sometimes when they're low turnout, say like you only got a couple guys in there. Sometimes those are the most fun events ever.
Oh,
I don't know if you remember
do you remember the blimp event?
That's what I was gonna say from TF2.
Yep.
The TF2 blimp event.
Yep.
We had like 6 guys with us. It was like you, me, Hot Dogs, and a couple other people. I think maybe Valence was there. My dog just sneezed. Epic gaming partner, by the way. And he was probably sitting there next to me during that blimp event. But anyways, that blimp event was awesome with what's it called?
I couldn't tell you. I haven't touched TF2 in almost a year.
Epic blimp event, obviously.
Yeah, I think it's called like Warship. So anyways, just to describe the event really quick. So it's set in TF2 game. It's a free to play game if you guys haven't checked it out. It's pretty awesome. It's like been within the top 10 most played games of Steam for like, I don't even know, probably like 6 or 7 years now. So anyways, the way the event works is there's 2 like airships, like literal wooden boats with sails, but it's in a video game so they can fly through the air.
Mm-hmm.
And there's 2 teams, and you guys essentially are trying to capture points along the way. And the map is huge. It's like the size of a BR map, or maybe like a zombie escape map, to give you the idea of the scale. And it's like a 10-minute long game mode as you fly across this track on these ships. You have snipers on the ships trying to snipe each other. You got soldiers with rockets. Then every once in a while, the ship lands on a platform, and there's a capture point that you have to go to. So then people will switch to scouts, and they'll start swarming the point. Snipers will stay on the ship, try to snipe on the point. It's a really excellent game mode. So yeah, if you guys see that one pop up for the TF2 events, my dog sneezing again. Like I said, the best gaming partner I could ever ask for. So if you guys see one of those events pop up, like something that maybe you wouldn't normally try, give it a try. They're really fun.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I think we need another karaoke night soon. I know you've been practicing your vocals.
Yeah, you've been hearing me.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you guys who don't know, sometimes I leave my mic on and sing, and I pretend like I can't hear.
Do you want to belt out a few chords real quick just to show the crowd where you can?
You know what, Arby? I would, but I think it would be even better if you did.
Oh my god, you can almost hear him blush right there.
I think maybe we should save my my vocal harmonies for another day. I haven't warmed up yet.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe we should hold ourselves back for the next karaoke event.
That's probably a good idea.
All right. So speaking of events, Aaron here's our global event senior manager in EGO, and Aaron, day to day you work on global events that are soon to be coming up here. Do you have anything you want to talk about with those?
Can't really announce too much right now. We do have something coming up for Counter-Strike in the coming weeks. I should be able to announce it within the next week or so, 5 days. But it's going to be a pretty huge tournament. The prizes that have been approved are incredible, especially for first place. Just make sure you guys are paying attention to the homepage for any announcements that we're going to be doing for that tournament. And I promise you it's not 10v10 Godzilla. So yeah, it's going to be fun. The prizes are amazing. Signups are probably going to go we're only going to have 16 spots open. So signups are going to probably go pretty quick. So make sure you keep an eye out for that. And we'll probably, like I said, probably be announcing it within the next 4 to 5 days.
Awesome. All right. So, Aaron, Arby, anyone that's ever seen leadership chat in our Discord,
Oh no!
y'all will know that there has been a hot debate going on for a long time. This has been a debate that I've seen since I became a member of leadership.
Uh-oh.
And it is, God, we're about to start some fires right now.
You guys are going
What
down.
is your favorite burger spot?
Five Guys.
Leave. Just leave right now.
Okay,
Five Guys is good.
Let me
Five
explain.
Guys is in my top for sure.
All right, so look, New York is known for one thing, and that is pizza. Okay, you go to any other state, and the pizza is god awful. Okay,
Hey.
I was in Pennsylvania, like, what was it, last week or something, 2 weeks ago, and I ended up getting a slice one morning when I was out for a little bit of a drive, and I personally didn't think it was that good. But one place that never lets me down is Five Guys, okay? Every time I walk into a Five Guys here in New York, it is fantastic. It is like, it's just a miracle in your mouth. You know, the birth of Jesus Christ? Imagine that, but it's in your mouth. That's all.
Hey,
That's all I'm saying.
No, see, what you're tasting right there is the 5 pounds of grease that's pouring out of every single bite.
You know, then I enjoy the 5 pounds of grease. If that's what it is that adds all that delicious flavor and makes me feel like, you know, I'm Christ rising off of the cross and into the sky, that is perfectly fine, and I have no complaints.
I like
At all.
Five Guys.
I like
I think it's a good burger.
Who does have a complaint is your heart trying to beat after every single bite.
Look, my heart runs perfectly fine. Okay, that is a conversation that actually, Coder, I want to have with you later. I want to check in with your weight loss progress since we were having a competition. But
Oh yeah.
11.
let's continue this because Aaron, I know you're very you have a strong pride. Okay, and we don't have any Whataburger or whatever you call it here in New York, as far as I know. I've never seen one. So, what is it about this chain that is so incredible to you? I really need to know.
If you are from the South, specifically Oklahoma, Texas, maybe Louisiana, I don't know if they have any of these magical burger dispensing stores, and in Mexico, you will know of the greatest place for a fast food burger on earth, which is Whataburger. It's not Waterburger or it's not Whataburger, it's Whataburger. And it is God's gift to mankind, specifically in the South, that love delicious hamburgers. And we're talking about burgers with drenched in A1 sauce or sweet and spicy sauce, not these plain old buster ass
I have a problem
hamburgers.
I have a problem there. You say the best fast food hamburger.
That's what we're talking about.
Every single time I talk to someone about Whataburger, they always agree that the basic cheeseburger or whatever compares to the double cheeseburger at Whataburger is garbage. Everybody agrees that is a subpar burger. They all say that you need to get the one that has the crunchy onions or whatever bullshit they put on there.
It's a patty melt. Yeah.
Yeah, the patty melt, whatever. What's so special about this goddamn patty melt? And tell me why it's better than In-N-Out.
Personally, like I said, I'm not a fan of patty melts. Just because I'm not a fan of onions in general. But okay, let's say I go to In-N-Out, and do you know what I'm gonna get? I'm gonna get a burger with some cheese and some lettuce on it. Oh man, that is so exciting. Sort of, not at all. You go to Whataburger, you're gonna get this amazing handcrafted deliciousness that is crafted with the hands of a goddess or a man who has been working for 12 hours.
A sweaty high schooler.
Listen,
a pitfully nerd is making that goddamn burger.
And you know that it's going to taste really good because they have amazing sauces. And they're not just some buster-ass plain hamburgers like you get at In-N-Out or Five.
So what if you get no sauces? What happens? Does it turn to a plain burger because you got none of the flavor that you like with the sauces?
You know, it's just a plain burger. You know, it's a plain burger, but
it's like I've heard it compared to like a McDonald's McDouble, like that level of quality.
Take that back right now before I stab
That's
you.
what I've heard from others. They say it's about as good as a McDouble.
Well, they are obviously high, all right? Because McDonald's McDoubles
maybe they should have been high. Then it would have been better.
Nothing is real with that burger. Not the cheese, not the bun, nothing. It's all processed crap. When you go to Whataburger, though, when you go to that sweet, sweet place and you open that door,
Do you see the cow get slaughtered?
and you are greeted with a hearty hello, a southern howdy, and you know that you're going to be taken extremely well care of. Not to mention, their shakes are awesome, their breakfast is awesome, and their chicken strips are off the charts, super duper.
I will concede that about In-N-Out. Really, when you're going there, the star is the burger. The double animal style. That is the star.
Not to mention, they have their own ketchup called the spicy ketchup, and it's basically jalapeno ketchup, and it is freaking delicious. You have nothing on Whataburger. I'm sorry. In-N-Out and all that other stuff that's just
Five Guys.
or Five Guys that's just every bite you need to change shirts because of the grease that's pouring out of them. Disgusting.
Okay, well, I'm making a trip down to Texas sometime soon. I got some friends that live down there.
You come here, I will treat you to the best Whataburger experience of your life.
EGO
I'm taking your word on this. I believe you. I believe that these are good burgers.
I am passionate about this. Do you
Probably not as
understand?
good as In-N-Out, but I'm sure they're good.
Not as good as Five Guys. I'm sorry, I can't believe it. That's all I've ever known is Five Guys. We don't even have In-N-Out here. Last time I.
That's all you've ever known.
It's a West
Once
Coast
you
thing,
have
that's
that,
why,
once you have that burger from Whataburger, your whole life is going to change. You're not going to think of anything else.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I'll take your word for it. You know what? Maybe the next EGO meetup we can aim for Texas, and we'll
Let's do it down in Austin. Austin's
Yeah,
a
I'd be
great
down for an
college
Austin,
town.
Texas meetup.
Hell yes.
I've got
That'd be awesome.
a friend in Austin for work, so
Could do some fishing down there too. Some good
Oh,
fishing
yeah.
in Austin.
Hey, RB.
Arby's not going fishing, dude.
Make sure
Absolutely
you take
not.
your card and meet up
not
with
going
me
fishing.
so that I don't have to take a plane.
Thorian, no one
I'm
wants
gonna
to
see
go to
you this
jail.
summer, Thor. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
We
what
do
you
need to
mean?
go
We got
fishing,
to
though.
time it right.
I fill out a couple form. It's okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh yeah, that'll protect me. Thanks.
Yeah,
Feel
I'll
much
print it
better.
out.
All right.
All right.
So off of burgers and on to the next greatest thing in America, Game of Thrones.
Mm-mm.
I've never watched
All right.
it.
So I don't want to spoil Game of Thrones. I don't want to ruin it for anybody. RB, have you watched Game of Thrones?
I have to admit, I watched the first episode, and the second one was on while I was in the gaming zone on Jailbreak.
Are you talking
and
about
I could
this
not be
season?
interrupted. Yes, this season.
Okay.
I watched the last the season before this. Yes.
Okay. So I just want to get your guys' thoughts. What do you think about like the craziness that is surrounding Game of Thrones? You know, you go to work, you go to school. It's one of the only things people can talk about,
It's
like the
also-
morning after the episode. How do you guys feel about it being such a cultural phenomenon?
It's so incredibly hard to avoid. Me personally, I had to binge watch last season a couple of days ago because I missed it just to get ready for this season. And in that entire time, since the last Sunday when the first episode of this season released, I had to stay off all social media. I couldn't look anywhere. When I had to go to work, I put headphones on because people were talking about it at work. It's just so hard to not hear about, especially spoilers. I think it might be one of the largest scale, even bigger than Walking Dead as far as popularity and
Oh yeah.
Oh, without a doubt.
every single person in the United States. And of course, you get those memes and people on Facebook going, haha, I'm the 1% that haven't watched Game of Thrones, and I'm proud of that for some reason. But
I feel like those people are missing out. I feel like
I
they
do
are
too.
actually missing out just for like the hipster factor of it.
I do too.
Because it is an incredible show. It is probably the best TV that has ever been created. Like, at least it's up there on the level of things like Breaking Bad and like incredible shows of that caliber. It's definitely up there. The Wire, The Sopranos, they're all on a pedestal together.
Nothing personally will ever beat the number one greatest television show of all time, Matt. But it's up there. It's up there for me.
Oh yeah, for sure. So,
but let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Do you think that it would have been better if they didn't go the whole, the Living Dead part? If it just stayed like season 1, medieval, these people are fighting for the throne. It's, all out war between these houses. Who gives a fuck or who gives a freak about, what's beyond the wall. There's no Walking Dead or anything. It just seems like it went from this awesome medieval thing and turned 90 degrees to, oh no, now there's the Walking Dead coming at us.
Yeah, it is. It definitely made a very interesting change in direction, and I think that's what made the show so awesome, because all the hype around it, winter is coming, like they turned that into an incredible marketing campaign.
Oh, for
along
sure.
with the show writing.
100%.
Yeah.
But
it's
in
an
your
old show
opinion,
too. It's like 10 years old now, right?
Yeah,
something like that.
It's super long. It's super long. I'd probably say 7-8 years now.
Yeah, they had to do something with it. If it was still just like a medieval drama show, I don't think it'd be where it is now.
So you think that it wouldn't be as big if it didn't include the White Walkers?
Aaron?
Crickets? Hello?
Yeah.
Am I still here?
Yeah, you're here. We hear you.
Okay, so where did I end there? You heard the question about the White Walker.
Yeah, White. That was what we heard, White Walker.
Okay. That's just it. Do you think the show would be as big or would have not caught a lot of steam if it didn't take this 90-degree turn towards zombies?
I think it's part of what made it so big is like that it had an interesting twist, interesting turn. Like, we all know that characters can die every single episode of the show. Like now that we have new episodes coming out, you never know which character is going to die off next. I remember when I was first watching it, I think I started when the show was in season 5, so I kind of binge watched 1 through 4. And I remember watching it at the beginning, like right after, the first season, you never expect that death to happen, and it happens.
Oh, yes. And you know what?
And then it just goes off the rails from there.
I know we're not going to talk about no spoilers, but I think season 1 was so far in the past, we can go ahead and talk about it.
Yeah. If you haven't watched this 10-year-old season, you should probably stop listening for the next 5 or so minutes.
And this might even happen in the beginning of season 2. I can't remember because it was so long ago. But when you the episode 1, 2, 3, and you got really into the characters and you started character development and these mental relationships with these characters that you're watching, you never thought Ned Stark was going to die. You never thought oh, well, this guy is a main character in this show. He's obviously going to last a long time. Nope, off with his head. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think that's another one of those things that made this show so big. It's just you really don't know. It's almost, personally, I never got into The Walking Dead. I never watched a singular episode of it. But I know from hearing about it from coworkers and friends, that's what kind of grasping is. You have these personal relationships with these characters that you're watching on the screen, and you don't know if they're honestly going to make it through this next episode.
Yeah, for sure. So
that's what happened with Game of Thrones. So
yeah, I think we could talk about Game of Thrones for hours. I think it's probably, that's also the other thing about it is there's so much depth to it, and almost anyone can pick it up. That you can talking about it to death with people. I've had hours and hours of conversations of Game of Thrones, and even talking about the same episode over and over again. There's so much stuff to go back to. All right, so let's hop off of Game of Thrones and move on to a little contest that me and Arby.
Hold on, I gotta throw this in because I think we skipped over a bit. Who do you want to win the Game of Thrones?
Oh yeah,
good job, Coder.
I think I really want Jon to win. Especially with the things that we've learned in the last few seasons about him. Things along those lines. And his character, the fact that he's just a straight up stand up guy. I really appreciate that in a king and a leader. So I think he should be the ruler of the Seven Kingdoms.
I will say that for the longest time, these past couple seasons, I've always been on Arya's side. She came down from this little girl to being a complete murderous badass, and I was like, she should win all of this. But just like you said, over these past couple of seasons, Jon Snow has been the loyalty, the respect, just the character building they've done for him, and stuff that we've learned. It's like, okay, this guy should win it. But with what we were discussing, the whole who knows how long a character's gonna last, I think that's the too obvious answer is Jon Snow. I think it's just too obvious. I think somebody else is gonna win it. I don't know.
I know it feels too obvious, and like, although there are no like rules to Game of Thrones, like there's no like, oh yeah, there's no way that Jon's not gonna win or whatever. But like, I don't know. I feel like he's the one that deserves it the most. I'm sure the showrunners have thought of something else that's gonna piss at least half the people off or something along those lines.
But who cares? It's the last season. Do what you want. Just make it good.
Oh yeah. All right, RB. You want to tell these people about this contest we've been having?
All right, so when was it, Coder? October? All right, so here's how it goes, okay? I'm playing Warframe, which for anybody who doesn't know is like the greatest free-to-play game on the market. Y'all should check it out. It's really great. I'm not going to explain it because I talk about it for hours. And Coder's sitting here, and Coder's like, damn, I looked in the mirror today, and I'm looking a little chunky. And I was like, Coder, come on, sweetheart. You're beautiful. There's no reason to talk about yourself
RB's always here to
way.
lift me up.
You are a cute e-boy, and if I was single, I would date you, no question about it. And so Coder was like, stepping on the scale. I don't know if you want me to give numbers or anything. He was like, all right,
I was 220. I was 225.
Okay, so fair enough. And so, thinking about it, I was like looking in the mirror, and I was like, damn, I think I've even put on a little weight too. And sure enough, I step on the scale, and I don't really want to name numbers here. Kind of embarrassing, but I was pushing like almost 250 at one point. So I was kind of a thick boy.
Look, man, pizza is tasty.
I know. It really is. And being in the gamer zone so much, sometimes you just
sweaty gamer zone.
Sometimes,
RV, is it hard eating pizza with the sweatiest gamer palms?
Oh, dude, it is impossible.
Do you wipe your hands before you go for the next slice?
No, the true gamer food is celery, and everybody knows that. Okay, 0 calories. You put whatever you want on it. It tastes amazing. All right, don't at me. So anyway, where was I going with this? So yeah, anyway, so me and Coder were like, all right, well, we'll have a weight loss competition. And I was originally joking around because I'm a lazy shit. I wasn't actually expecting to lose any weight at all. All right, so where are we now, Coder? That was 6 or 7 months ago, and I think we checked in at the last podcast.
And we have some solid progress, brother. Between the two of us,
I would like to think so.
We have lost an incredible amount of weight between us, RV.
I don't know if you're being sarcastic. Well, how much? Okay, so where did you started at? What was it? 220?
Okay, so I started at let's say 225, because I was almost 230 at one point for sure, because I went on a little fast started intermittent fasting before we officially started our little contest there. Right. So let's say I was around 225.
Okay.
So this morning I was talking in Discord, and I was like, I forget exactly what we were talking about, but for some reason I think we were talking about fitness, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go weigh myself right now. I haven't done it in a while, and I've been eating like I used to. Right. I've been eating relatively healthy. Every single day I track my calories, but I haven't been going to the gym.
Right.
But I weighed in at 211, which is not good, because if you remember, RB, back in January, I weighed in at below 200.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's just say that I stopped intermittent fasting.
Right.
And instead I've just been eating throughout the day, and maybe I haven't been very honest with my calorie counting in my app.
I'll be honest with you. I tried this similarly in I think it might have been was it the beginning of 2018? Or no, the end of 2017. I went through a really bad breakup. I crashed my car. Everyone knows the story. I've told it 1,000 times now. Yeah. And I was in the same situation. I was a pretty thick boy still. I might have been weighing like 260, which for someone who's 5'9", please don't bully me. I know I'm short, all right?
Hey, RV, wait, before we move on from
Jesus Christ, here we go.
I have to expose you. Okay,
go ahead.
So, when RV and I first started this weight loss journey together...
Oh, no.
We were talking about our weight and our height and the relativeness of it, and I was like, I am 6 feet tall, and I weigh 225 pounds. Arbiter's like, Yeah, I'm like 5'11" or 6
With
feet
shoes
or
on.
something.
With shoes on.
I'm not exactly sure. I got Joey. I got the EGO Joey calling me right now in the middle of this podcast because he didn't check the Discord and has no idea that we're doing
Please
this.
don't pick up.
We're not picking up.
We're not
It
picking
would be
up.
a horrible idea.
All right,
Don't know the words.
Well,
the
skipping
things that would come out of
the
man's
whole
mouth.
height, discrepancy or
So,
what.
anyways, Arby is 3 inches shorter than he said he
Yeah.
was.
All right. So 3 inches, whatever. I make that up with my charming good. Height is just a number. Okay. Please don't. Obviously, my feelings are now hurt. Anyway. So what was it? In 2017, I was like, 250-ish, and then I slacked off, and I was in the gamer zone so much, put on this weight, blah blah blah, and so I think the heaviest I've ever been for 5'9" guy to be over 200 pounds is already pretty bad. All right, so what was I at? Maybe like 265, right? So me and Coder started this thing in October, and I was like, one day I was like, I'm gonna take this seriously. I'm gonna hit the gym and do all this other shit. All right. Now, Coder, I have to say, I'm pretty sure I passed you in the weight loss category now. I'm not trying to flex.
I've officially lost the weight loss contest.
Yes,
I admit defeat. I got lazy.
I would have
Arby
to say,
had much more sustain than me. And you know what? If you want Arby, I'll buy you Starbucks, bro, because he won.
Well, here's the thing, okay? I think I've chopped. I don't know what I weigh right now. I'm pretty disappointed in myself. Put on a few pounds over at my birthday and my dad's birthday, and a bunch of other excuses. Last time I checked, I was 184. All right. So for a 5'9" boy, I'm still a little thick, but I carry it well. I've got a bit of an ass, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you can walk around and sport it with pride, why not? You got to keep some thick on you. You don't want to be all bone, like Thorium, for example.
So, anyways, the reason why this all got brought up is because Arby wants to publicly humiliate me for losing this weight loss contest. I want to let you know, I woke up today in the morning ready to get back on the horse, and here I am now with Arby shaming me in front of our millions of live viewers.
Okay.
Thousands of nations across the world.
I genuinely thought that you had beaten me. I'm finding out now that you are above 200 again. Last time I checked, you were 191. So, I don't know if you're stuffing your bra or something like that. just so I can beat you in this weight loss competition, trying to make me feel better. And if you are, I mean, that's totally cool, But
look, Arby, we all know that you could use a leg up every now and then.
Oh,
but you honestly beat me in this, and you know what? Good on you. I'm gonna get on the horse. We'll see where we're at God damn it, Joey. We'll see where we're at in a couple months from now, okay? Because I got some things I gotta get in shape for by the end of the year, and that's not an option.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to happen.
Right.
So, one way or another, Arby, I will be skinnier than you.
Oh, no, 100%.
You don't believe me.
No,
I
no,
don't like that.
I'm not being sarcastic. Weight is just a number, okay? That's all it is. And, Coder, you could be 500 pounds. I would still love you. And you could be 1,000 pounds, and I would still treat you, like the fine gentleman and gaming friend that you are.
I find it hard to believe.
You know what, Arby?
You know what, Thorium?
I'm taking that to the bank. All right, we should move on. We've been talking about this for like 10 minutes.
All right, next topic.
All right.
Where are we at?
All right, next topic. This is one of yours. Why don't you introduce it?
Okay, so I had a conversation with Drew Earth, rest in peace his soul, God bless him, maybe a month ago. With the last 2 years, we've been through like 3 or 4 different battle royales. We went from PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds to Fortnite to, what are we on now? Apex Legends. And one thing that I've noticed since probably the end of the Minecraft era, which was like, I would say that game probably reached its peak in like 2013, 2014, is that I've noticed gaming communities like EGO and Hell's Gamers and, just to name a few, Tango Worldwide, have been, in my opinion, shrinking to one degree or another. Now, maybe this is a controversial opinion. Maybe it's not 100% accurate. I like to think I'm at least somewhat on the bullseye here. And my question to you guys is, why do you think that these Battle Royale games have blown up the way they have? What is... I personally don't understand the whole... okay, I can't say I don't understand it. We played Apex Legends for like a month straight. All right, it was pretty addicting. But why do you think people are flocking to these games now more than ever? Because, Battle Royale, the concept, has been around for a while with 64-man, Battlefield Deathmatch and,
I mean, the H1Z1 was like the first one to
I
be
completely
big this
forgot
time
all
around.
about
It was
that.
like
Right.
170 players. Not to correct you or anything, but like that's
That's
just
fine. You're knowledgeable
just
on
kinda
the
like-
subject.
actually, you think about it, these games have shrunk too because H1Z1 was like the original. And I don't know, Custom, are you in chat right now? What was the max player count that H1 ever reached? Was it like 180? I know that that was like one of the biggest player pools. But anyways, yeah, so those games have been getting smaller. For me personally, I think the reason why they are so big right now is because you can just get into another game right away, and if you lose, there's no sweat on you. You know, there's 100 other people on the map. You might have gotten pushed from multiple teams. So when you lose, there's not much sweat on you unless you're like in the top 3 or whatever. And then when you win, it's like a huge victory because you just beat out 100 other people with your team or by yourself.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
I mean, the thing
And
is,
I think it just makes it really replayable.
I mean, yeah, the thing is with most battle royales, it's the same concept. So like what you were saying earlier with Warframes, like, oh, it'll take you like 20 years to explain probably. Battle royales, you explain that in less than 5 minutes. You have 100 people, be the last one remaining. It's an easy concept to know. Pick up weapons, kill each other, be the last one standing. That's why so many games have taken this concept and like reworked it. You got like Blackout, you have Battlefield, you have Fortnite with its building, you have Apex with its who knows specialist maybe. Is that like the unique thing Apex has? I don't know.
Apex has legends, champions.
Yeah, champions. That's what
heroes.
It's called specialists. This isn't Call of
Yeah.
Duty. But yeah, so many like popular franchises are picking this up now because they realize that they can put their own spin on things and stuff like that.
Right.
That's usually
I mean, the fact that, I don't remember off the top of my head how long EGO's been around. Aaron, is it 12 years now, something
like that?
12. Actually, it's coming up to 13
the
in
fact
July.
that this community is even around and relevant at this point with, all these games that come out every year is incredible. And obviously that's a testament to, obviously the staff and the game servers and yada, 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 gone for a year talking about how great EGO is and whatever. But, I've noticed more and more recently, I can think off the top of my head just last year, there were 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 other, for example, jailbreak servers. And now we're down to 2 in the entire CSGO community pool, so
there's a lot more zombie escape servers now, though.
Yeah, and that could just be the changing, player base and, not saying the player base is younger and that zombies are for younger people, like, for example, Thorium or something like that, because that would just be rude and insensitive.
Yeah, Thorium definitely doesn't have thousands of hours on zombie escape
100%.
servers.
But it is, to me, obviously very interesting that, I don't see a lot of Battle Royale communities. I don't know, maybe I'm just looking in the wrong place.
But also, these BR games don't have communities.
I mean,
that's
fair,
the biggest
though,
thing.
it's
That's
kind
the
of
biggest
hard to make a community off a battle royale game, because like with these games, you have servers full of like how many people? Like 64 slot servers. Some have like 100 slots. Who knows how many slots?
Well,
a battle royale game, it's not something you really make a community off of. Sure, you can make like clans and stuff like that, but it's not really big enough to be an organization that everyone can like appreciate.
the main attraction behind joining a community is joining a community ran server or the server owned by that community and joining people that you're going to be playing with every single day that you build relationships with. And when these battle royale games come out and they strip those community servers away, and you really can only join with duos and fours or whatever, you're not getting that huge aspect of joining a server where it's kind of like the TV show Cheers. You're joining a server because everybody's going to know your name, or if you play there often enough, you're going to see people that you recognize. And that was the main draw of any type of online gaming community, is because when you join TeamSpeak or you join their Ventrilo or whatever, what have you, you're going to be able to know those people and you're going to be able to create that relationship with those people. And that's what made gaming communities thrive. And these games that are coming out, like Battlefield, for instance, they have community-owned servers, like you can own your own server now, but it was just too late. And now Battlefield is slowly kind of dying in my eyes because they stripped that ability for gaming communities like ourselves to create a server and have that relationship with each other while we're playing. Battlefield used to be one of our biggest divisions here in EdgeGamers, and it's because of what they did with having only EA servers. It hurt a lot of communities, and unfortunately, as more games come out that lack these dedicated server supporting features, you're going to be left with games like Counter-Strike and stuff like that have those dedicated server abilities, and you're going to have that niche player base that just love that game so much that they're still going to want to join a community.
Oh yeah, and like Battlefield definitely has its own issues, and I think one of them was probably not allowing community servers early in Battlefield 1. Because I know for me, that game was really disappointing. Like, we played the beta and we were super impressed because they had that beautiful desert map in the beta. I forget the name of it. But there were huge long sight lines for snipers. There were really awesome, like the way that tanks would work on the map, because like half of the map was dunes and the other half was a village. It just made it like an extremely fun game to play. But you can only play one Battlefield map so long. So when one came out and the rest of the maps came out along with it, I think a lot of people were really disappointed in the game in general. And then also on top of that, the fact that they couldn't go to community servers, where like a lot of the times community servers are able to remedy things that you dislike in normal servers. So maybe you don't like the time to kill, so you join a community server with double time to kill, or maybe you don't like that some maps have tanks on them, so you join a no tank server. So things like, or like a no explosive server, all these things are like awesome communities within Battlefield, people that like to play the game this specific way, but they couldn't because they didn't allow community servers early.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%, and that's what sucks about the current state of video game, is that they're stripping that ability away from people to join those communities.
Mm-hmm. So
and I just had a thought too, and
Yeah.
as soon as you said that, it shot out of my mind.
So, another cool thing about gaming communities is like we're not all about games. Like for sure, in TeamSpeak we hang out with each other and we talk, and like even
we
not
talking,
necessarily.
right?
Oh yeah, we talk a lot, and like we watch shows together, we watch YouTube videos together. Like all these things are things that we do together. And one thing that I have found a niche for is watching UFC fights with people within the community. So I'm out here to give you guys in this call and the people watching in the stream a little sales pitch about coming and watching UFC fights with me in TeamSpeak. Okay? So I don't know if you guys watched the last UFC. It was UFC 236. It had two really big fights on the card, two title fights. One was Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier. Max Holloway is like one of the pound for pound best fighters in the world right now, and he's the 145-pound champion, and he was stepping up for a title fight with Dustin Poirier, and they were fighting for a vacant belt. There's the 155-pound belt was being held by this Russian guy who got suspended, so the belt's vacant right now, and they're fighting for it. And if you watch the fight, it literally looks like you're watching characters controlled by gamers. Like it is a sport that closely mimics watching fighting games, because fighting game is based off of fighting, but sometimes the fights go to the next level where it doesn't even look human. So like I was watching this fight with a couple friends in TeamSpeak, and we get the pay-per-view and we're watching it together. We got some food, we're chilling. It's like a 3-hour long event to watch these fights. So we got some time to hang out together. And at the end, we were just all amazed. We were like, that fight at the end there was like something out of a video game, like some video game highlights. And there was another fight, a fight lower in the card, which was another title fight between this guy, Kelvin Gastelum, and another guy, Israel Adesanya. And they had another fight where like this Israel guy is a young dude. He's proving himself. He's only been in the UFC for a year, and he's already put himself in the place for a title. He's had, I think, 4 fights this year, or 4 fights in the year that he's been in the UFC. So he's a really active fighter. And like, it was also cool because they got this backstory. So this Israel guy, he's a dude from New Zealand, and he came from, if I remember correctly, his family's Nigerian, and he just had a really tough upbringing. He found solace in fighting, and right now he's about to be the champion, and he's someone that takes inspiration for his fighting from from Avatar the anime. He was talking about in an interview. He's like, yeah, when I was a kid, I used to watch Avatar the anime, and I would watch how the Airbender dude Aang was how he would fight, and I always wanted to fight like that. So he learned karate in a similar style of that. So I don't know. I was just trying to give you guys this pitch. Like, I know
Coder, you sound really lonely, dude. I'll hang out with you.
I'm actually trying to get some people to hang out with me. Like, we used to host these watch parties where like we would have like 20 people show up and watch the fights together. People just stopped showing up to them. Like, we hosted a couple, and like people would stay for the first fight or the second fight, but by the end of the card, people would leave. So next UFC fight, keep an eye out for a post from me on the forums. We're gonna get some people together. We're gonna watch some good fights. It'll be fun. If you like gaming, if you like fighting games, if you like watching Twitch, I'm telling you, you probably like the UFC. There's really good storylines behind it, and sometimes when you're fighting, they do things that don't even look human. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, you realize that Legend is a huge UFC fan.
Legend needs. I had
we need
a
to all
UFC
get together
party.
and have.
Legend needs to come out to one.
Yeah, we will. We will.
It'll be good. I'm telling you, I've had a couple of these, or not a couple. We've probably done over 10 of these over the course of the 3 years that I've been in PG and
I've
EGO.
been to a couple, that's all I remember.
They're a good time. We hang out, we watch the fights. I just want to give you my quick sale on the next fight that's coming, or on the next card.
When
that's
is
coming
it?
Up.
When is it?
I'll be honest. I think this next card is a smaller card. For those of you that don't know, the UFC just got bought by ESPN, so a lot of the fights are on ESPN TV now. The next fights that are coming up in the near future are all
May 11th?
Yeah, they're like some low. They're not title fights or anything. I don't really do them for that. I do them for the pay-per-views. The next one is going to be for the female flyweight title. It's a fighter named Rose Namajunas. Her name is super hard to say. She's the current champion. She beat this I think the woman is Czechoslovakian. I'm not sure. She beat this Eastern European chick who was super tough to get the belt, and she's fighting a Brazilian girl named Jessica Andrade. So that should be a really good fight. And then the other fights are going to be good too. Well, the main thing is that you just come out and we hang out and we watch some fights together.
When is
this will be on May 11th, so it's coming up pretty
when's
soon.
When's UFC 236, or is that already passed?
236 already happened. The next one's on May 11th.
237 is May 11th, but there's like two.
So Dustin Poirier already won, and
yeah,
Israel
Adesanya, probably one of the hardest names to pronounce.
Yeah, man.
The females are fighting up next. And also the other thing is, like, people hear about like female fights and they think it's not going to be good to watch.
Oh, hell no!
They are so technical.
They throw down, man.
They throw down. They're technical. Like, they are willing to slug. It's some of the best fights you'll see are women's fights. All right. Anything else from y'all?
I can't.
I want to give my boy Covert congrats on that Comager promotion.
Oh,
Congratulations, Covert.
Covert just got Comager?
Like an hour.
Let's go.
I'd like to congratulate Arbiter on his promotion to Comager, Valent on his promotion to Senior Manager, and Coder on his promotion to CEO.
Omega lol.
And I'm gonna
shout out to Covert.
Right. Good job, Covert. Proud of you, buddy.
Shout out to Covert. You're awesome, buddy. Thanks for all the work that you do. All right, and on that note, on that good news, let's close out this episode 2 of the EGO Nameless Podcast. For those of you that are listening in, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Our next episode is going to be on Cinco de Mayo, May 5th. So make sure to come out if you're of legal drinking age. Come out with a margarita. We're going to be hanging out. At the end of the next podcast, the May 5th podcast, we are giving away a Logitech mouse. Let me get the exact model for you. I had it up on my screen, but I don't have it anymore. I believe it's a G900, but let me confirm that. It is a super awesome mouse.
Send me a screenshot. I'll show it on the stream.
Basically what he's trying to say is everybody needs to go out and promote this and tell their friends, like, hey, they're going to be giving away a mouse on this next podcast. You need to tune. And you can't just tune in at the end of the podcast, because I'm sure there's going to be, some hints at how you're going to be able to win said prize throughout the podcast.
Yeah,
where you
we'll
have
know
to
if you don't
tune.
watch the whole podcast. So make sure you're watching the whole thing. I'm working on getting this mouse. I believe I am close. We typed a lot in this chat.
Yes, we did.
Did we really?
Yeah. There we go. I got it. Boom. Thorium, I got you covered. There you go. It is the G903 Lightspeed gaming mouse with PowerPlay wireless charging ability. So what that means is it's a wireless mouse. If you buy the cording mouse pad, you will never have to charge your mouse. It charges through wireless charging on the mouse pad. It is a super cool mouse. It's a really expensive mouse. Make sure you tune into the next podcast, and make sure you're listening into all the super serious hints, so that way you can win the giveaway at the end of the podcast.
That's
All right, guys,
$104. Well, list price $150.
It's an expensive mouse. It is a luxury quality mouse. Let's just put it like that. So make sure you tune into the next Nameless Podcast on Cinco de Mayo, May 5th. We'll see you guys then. Probably be at 9 o'clock Eastern next time. We'll let you guys know shortly. All right, thank you. Goodbye.
See y'all.